Okay, so someone else has a video where they show using a function generator to align an IF transformer or check where the peak of it is. And there's no way you could ever convince me that you can bench tune an IF transformer the same as a circuit, because the capacitors that are in parallel with the coil are in series with the plate and act like a plate load and tuning capacitor and the grid of the tube in front of it. So it's going to make a huge difference in the tuning of it. So I brought out a different function generator which will go all the way down to 0 hertz, because this one basically goes 450 up to I think 1 gigahertz or something. So I did check both of them and I'm on this one. And I show you right where the peak of this thing is. So that's obviously the peak right there, right? 167 kilohertz. I checked this one and it's the same. It's around 200 kilohertz. So that's why I'm not gonna believe that you can check them this way.
I saw that. Sheryl Crow, Bruce Springsteen, Martin Sheen, you know the crowd. You interviewed Ed Asner, and Ed Asner offered an interesting theory as to why the deafening sound.
Okay, let's take this whole IF thing into the total realm of insanity. This is a Westinghouse H something, H833, and this is a 4-tube set. This is not even an All-American 5. So we've got our, is this 12BE6 or 12BA6 converter, 12AV6, which is the detector IF amp, and 50C5 and 35W4. Only one IF can, because it does not have an IF. You can see here probably there was another model that had this guy was over here, and then there was your IF can right there. So this would have been your converter, first IF can, second IF can, detector, first audio, output. So I'm thinking about doing, if it's easy, is pulling this guy out of here and putting that other one in here. It's got a little hum, but it's not too bad. These dry electrolytics, actually this is a Dan D. These dry electrolytics seem to really hang in there pretty well. Okay, well this is not going to work because this has got obviously a center tapped. It's got 5 connections to find another radio.
That he has been suspended, Trayvon Martin, from school 3 times.
Okay, this is a Motorola, and I'm going to pull that one out if I can. This is a double-sided board, but I'm going to see if I can't get it out. So here's the one out of the Motorola radio that you saw working, and this one's peaking right about 228, so it seems like they're peaking at half their frequency, kind of. Actually, 228 and 228 would be about 455, somewhere in there.
Out or donating to that
working good. In fact, I think it's actually I think it's actually working better than the one that was in there.
Palmdale gas station, 7-year-old girl was shot in the head, and apparently the car contained a mom, 2 children, and the mom's boyfriend. And apparently the boyfriend got into some sort of confrontation with a couple of men at a mobile gas station in Palmdale. And the little sister, the two sisters are in the back seat with their mom. And the authorities say the boyfriend was confronted by a group of men, among them a couple of brothers named Peralta. The prosecution says the brothers issued a gang challenge to the mom's boyfriend. The mom's boyfriend had no gang ties, tried to walk away, but the men continued to confront him, according to the LA Times. And authorities say that the mother's boyfriend, his name is Castellano, sprayed the men with pepper spray. He then jumped into the passenger seat, drove off with the kids in the back seat. The gunman followed, eventually opening fire on the car, striking the 7-year-old girl in the head. And she is now on life support.
Works good, so I don't know.
Murder, attempted murder, and gun charges. I don't know what to say about stuff like this. Ding them ball! Ding them! Ding them! Clap it up! Clap it up! Better be a great season.
At a news London. The question was, are there any steps?
Brady doesn't have a super O-line. He makes them look chemical. Go ahead and destroy them. He's ready to take that to the UN Security Council.
Office of Finance can save up to 40% in penalties. By paying your fair share of city taxes, your business is supporting essential city services, such as public safety. Que ya cualquiera le falta el respeto. Ya se me Costa Rica, llámese Estados Unidos un partido amistoso. Ahora hasta los catrachos que se siguen.
Actually, it seems too sensitive. I might have the phasing hooked up wrong, which would probably affect the AVC. The AVC wouldn't work on this All-American 5 if the phase was backwards. At least I don't think it would.
Su felicidad en su nivel, eso es lo máximo que sí, ahora.
Introductory CD and information on the entire Revelation series.
Yeah, nothing wrong with this. Okay, so this checks good. At least testing it in a working radio, it seems to work just fine and tune up just fine. I think this Packard Bell Model 35 is headed straight towards the parts bin. And we're going to take a look at this next. We're going to power this up when it gets a little bit darker out here and see what happens. I actually washed it with a garden hose and a scrub brush.